Let's call this meeting of the Eufaula Planning Commission to order. Can we have roll call?
Mr. Dixon?
Here.
Ms. Harris?
Here.
Mr. Savage?
Here.
Mr. Green? Mr. Motley?
Here.
Mr. McKenzie?
Here.
Mr. Cobb?
Here.
Chief Holmes?
Here.
Mayor Tibbs?
Here.
All right, we have, everybody in the packet got a copy of the minutes from the last meeting. If there aren't any questions or comments, is there a motion to approve as submitted?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Dixon?
Yes.
Mr. Savage?
Yes.
Mr. Motley?
Yes.
Mr. McKenzie?
Yes.
Mr. Cobb?
Yes.
Chief Holmes?
Yes.
Mayor Tibbs?
Yes.
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Okay, they're approved. Any communications from City Council?
We take it up in old business.
Take it up in old business, okay? Next item is hearing of applications. We have 3. The first one is final plat approval, Robert and Kathy Boyer, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, property, minor subdivision to combine lot 16 through 20 to create a .44 acre lot located on the north side of West Bounty Street, near Rivers Street. Anybody here to speak on behalf? Hi there, would you state your name and just kind of explain what you're doing?
Robert C. Bouye, my wife Kathy. What we plan to do is want that lot conversion to 1. And the intention that we have to do is to build a duplex, because I laid a printout of what it's going to look like.
If anybody wants to look at, here's a copy of what he's proposing. We're not approving this, but he just brought that for information to show what he's proposing, planning on putting on the lot.
Yes.
Okay? So you've got 4 lots there, combining it into 1.
So it's 2 lots combined on my part.
Okay, then I would thought it was lots 16 through 20. Am I looking at this right?
According to the plats of record, it's
Okay.
4 smaller lots.
Okay. They are small lots, aren't they?
About 25 feet in width, I believe.
All right, anybody in the commission have a question, comment? You all know what's going on, what they're doing?
It's pretty simple to me, pretty good.
Yeah, it's 4 lots, they're on Boundary Street, West Boundary Street. Or 5 lots, 1, 2, 3, it's actually 5 lots. 16.
That's kind of what we want, isn't it? We want small 25-foot
Yeah,
lots.
bring them into conformity,
So,
correct.
I mean,
With the combined lots, he'll now have the permitted lot size to be able
Yeah.
to develop the duplex.
And the duplex, it is zoned for that structure.
Yes.
Any questions or comments?
make a motion, we approve.
Second.
Any comments from the audience? Any audience questions or comments?
I do have a question.
Please stand up and state your name.
Hi, my name is Dolores Roussard, and my great-grandmother used to live on 710 Edison Street, which I'm not sure what lots you're talking about. You guys are saying 16 to 20. We received a letter in reference to this, and we're trying to see if this is including the land that we own.
It would,
the lots that-
it would not be, I'm sure, this is West Boundary and this is River Street.
Okay, is that 710 Edison Street? It used to be Edison Street, so I'm kind of like confused as to,
Which used to be Edison Street.
Boundary Street. It's-
Years
it's a-
ago.
Years ago,
But
Boundary
really-
Street used to be,
Yes.
Edison Street.
okay, this is,
These are the lots that we have there, and we want to make sure that it wasn't included in that particular
let me see,
area.
read this.
They're small lots, of course, yes, that we have.
Can you tell where these are?
I know you guys are approving something, but I want to make sure that it's
Ah,
not including
don't blame
the
me.
land that we have.
Right, right.
Exactly. Because because it hadn't been purchased from us or anything like that.
Okay.
So we don't want it to be taken.
Where is the hospital in relationship to this?
Okay.
Do you know where she's talking about, Robert?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't
Is
know
this your
what-
property here?
It's, you have the trailer, and then there's some, I guess, some land that's been cleared off, and then the
Right, this-
uncleared area.
The trailer here? Is this the trailer here?
If she's talking about, well, is it, yeah, that's a
Is-
trailer
that's-
there.
Before you go around the curve,
On the right.
We had
on the
the,
right, yes.
Okay.
according
There's
to
a
this,
house built already up in there.
Yes.
Okay, before you, okay, where the house is built, if you're facing it, the house is
Right.
gonna be on your left.
Right.
Our lot is on, 2 lots is on the right.
I remember where the house used to be at.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
according to
So.
this plat, this is the name and the information provided.
Yeah, I
It's
got
in
my
the,
glasses, I
okay.
can see what that is. It's those 2 lots that,
Mhm,
okay,
these two, and we're looking at these right here,
okay,
okay?
all right. Can I get something, can I get a copy of?
It should have been included in your notice, but absolutely.
No, it wasn't
absolutely.
included.
Okay, let me get you that.
You talking about that lot, and it's making it where the old chimney is right there?
Yeah.
The water
So it's
goes
clearly
down.
out.
My
Yeah,
lot
she's
starts
this
from
property
that
right
point.
here.
Oh, okay, she's right next to him.
Okay, where the fence is.
Yeah, you seen the flag on it, that's where mine starts from.
Okay.
I'm not trying to take.
No, we're not saying you're trying to take it, we just want to clear it up and make sure that it's not included.
So you'll be his neighbor, immediate neighbor.
Okay.
That's what it looks like.
All right, that's all I want to clear up and make sure that those are still there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great.
Any other questions, comments from the audience?
I'll restate my motion.
We have a motion and a second to we'll roll call that one.
Ms. Harris,
Yes.
Mr. Savage,
Yes.
Mr. Motley,
Yes.
Mr. McKenzie,
Yes.
Mr. Cobb,
Yes.
Chief Holmes,
Yes.
Mayor Tibbs,
Yes.
Ms. Harris.
Yes.
All right, it's approved. Next, we're gonna swap the last 2 applications in order. And so the first one we hear is applicant Joe Young, minor subdivision to re-subdivide parcels located southwest corner of Lake Drive and Lakeside Drive. Who is here to speak on behalf?
Yeah.
Okay, just wanna,
Got to recognize the Boy Scout Troop 11 here in the audience.
there you go. I'm glad to have
We're here to
you
support
guys
their
here.
building.
It's kinda
I
tough.
appreciate y'all's consideration on this project. Basically, you got the information in front of you. I'll be glad to answer any questions you might have. Our agenda is to put a 40 by 60 Americans metal building on the property, which will be used for scouting activities and facilities. And I have a copy of the plans if everybody would like to see those and the colors and everything. But if anybody has any questions, I'll be glad to answer them.
Okay, so what you're doing here is you are, as far as subdivision, you're going to re-subdivide. And what is the actual,
Well, there's one corner down in the bottom right end of where Lakeside intercedes Lake Drive.
Mhm.
And we own all the property around it. And that subdivision was platted back in the 60s, I think, or late 50s. And it's a low-lying area. It can't be built on just because of the topography of the land.
Okay.
And we've not built on it and don't intend to build on it, so it made a perfect place for the scout building to be located.
okay, so you're taking .65 acres from one parcel and adding that to a .45 acre parcel that's already there.
Yes, sir.
And that,
We're just deleting, I believe it's a lot and a half, maybe, or 2 from what was a platted lakeside subdivision.
okay?
The 2 lots that are being deleted are the low-lying area.
So, combination.
Yeah, I'm not, as far following what two lots are being.
These lots.
Look
This
on-
is
look on the
dotted
next
line
page.
right here.
Look on the blue, this page right here.
All right, on the blue page.
There would have been two lots right at the top, right there.
So you're
Yeah.
taking that lot 1 and you're carving off part of lot 2, right? Is that what I'm looking at?
This is the existing lot
Possibly
line.
so.
Right, the dotted line's
He's
existing
taking this much out of this one.
out of this big
And
parcel.
combining it with a portion of this lot and this lot.
Right.
And combining,
So it's lot 1, part of lot 2, and part of this large parcel.
correct.
To make one parcel.
Square lot for the
Right.
scout building.
Okay. All right, any question or comments from commission?
For the record, I can't vote on this. I'm on the Board of Trustees.
I make a motion we approve it. Second.
Any questions or comments from the audience?
I just have one question. Mr. Young, will you be working with any kind of a civil engineer to work on that site? Because I noticed there's a lot of slope, and I just had some concerns on drainage. Or is there anybody that you're working with on that?
We have, Richard Shorter has done all the engineering for us and the surveying for us and everything. And in fact, I think his stamp is on the.
Correct, he
plat
submitted
there.
the
Did not?
subdivision plat.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're gonna work closely with you on that as you approach the building permit phase, but that's just one of the things that I wanted you to be aware of.
Right. All right, thank you.
Any other questions, comments? We had a motion and a second on it? All right, let's roll call.
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Mr. Savage?
Yes.
Mr. Motley?
Yes.
Mr. McKenzie?
Yes.
Mr. Cobb?
Yes.
Chief Holmes?
Yes.
Mayor Tibbs?
Yes.
All right, and we thank you, young gentlemen, for being here this afternoon, Boy Scouts. I'm glad we could be of assistance today.
Now they can have a meeting.
Now you can have a meeting, there you go. All right. We'll move on to our final application. And has everybody seen this updated? This is the updated plat board. This is the Industrial Development Board of the City of Eufaula asking to consider final plat to a 115.59 acre parcel, creating, it's now 5 lots, right?
That's correct, it was 5
Creating
lots.
5 lots, and that's a change from what we had originally, but they are shown in the drawing that you have in front of you. It's the same parcel being cut up, just in different parcels, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So this is what we have. So,
Okay.
if you would like to come and explain to us, and
All right, here's a large copy if it helps. What we're talking about, I'm Bill Barrett Simpson, and Jim Bradley from the Chamber is here. This is the Lake Point Industrial Park, the tract of land that lies on the north side of the drive in the industrial park. What we're doing is carving it up into 5 parcels, as stated, and the purpose of this, what's the driving force behind it, is we're trying to get advantage site designation for the parcel 4, I believe it is, a 30.9 acre parcel.
that's 4.
Advantage Site is a program through the Economic Development Partnership of Alabama. Basically, it gives you a leg up when you're recruiting industries. You essentially do a lot of due diligence in advance, so when you have
Put you in the top of the queue.
right, push at the top, because when you have a potential industry coming or a potential prospect coming, you can hand them a package and say, here's your due diligence, it's already done. The property is already legally subdivided. There's a lot of other things go along with archaeological study, wetland study, all those sort of things are included. This is one part of that whole process, is to get the property platted, to define that 30.9 acre parcel that will be submitted to the Economic Development Partnership of Alabama. As a result of that, we subdivided all the land on the north side of the Industrial Park Drive. There was a parcel, or about 7 acres, that was already leased to Hyundai Polytech. They had an option on an adjacent 5 acres, so those 2 parcels are defined. The 2 on the extreme left, extreme right, or the leftover parcels that were not otherwise accounted for. And so that's what we're here.
Okay, so these are the ones that are.
Right, the one that's on the existing building, that's
2
where
and
Hyundai
3.
Polytech currently sits,
Right.
and that parcel's under lease to them.
Okay.
And they have an option to lease an additional 5 acres just to the east of them, which is the next parcel.
Okay, so that's tied up, and that's why that's a separate parcel.
Right. The parcel number 1, the far left, is not spoken for at present time, and parcel
Parcel
number 5,
five.
the 80-acre parcel, or whatever it is to the far right, is not spoken for.
What's going on down here in this corner? What is
That is a water tank,
Okay,
belongs to the water.
and that's right, yeah, that's right there on that cul-de-sac.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Any questions or comments from commission?
I like it. Make a motion to approve.
I second.
Audience, anybody in the audience?
Any comments or questions?
I'd like to make one comment.
Yes.
My name is Ken Edwards. I'm with Equity Group, Eufaula Division, a subsidiary of US Proteins. And we applaud these folks coming in there. But one of our concerns is that if they do start putting buildings in, we have embryos in incubation, and any disruption of water, natural gas, electricity could cause a massive economic impact on our business. Give you an idea, we have about 3.2 million embryos in incubation at all times at our hatchery on the other side. It takes 21 days to incubate them. Let's just split the difference, 15 days, we probably got about 15 cents per embryo in them. A disruption of, let's say, 10 to 12 hours with humidity or water, electricity or heat could destroy these embryos, and you're looking at about $2 million loss to our company and the people that work for us. And we're a pretty big employer for Barber County. So I just want to put it on the record that is a concern for us. I don't think it'll be an issue, but it's just good to point that out when you start progressing forward, because we really have to be paying attention. These are live embryos, and it could make a huge impact on our business. And so I just wanted to put that on the record for y'all, whenever you get, because we want new businesses to come, don't get me wrong, but a lot of times we get into processes that we really don't understand how an impact it can make on other businesses. And with us being in agriculture, it's huge if we disrupt these embryonic processes in these development of these baby chicks. So, and that's all I have.
Right, yeah, we understand. This won't cause that to be imminent. This is
Yeah.
just subdividing.
Yeah,
I understand that, but I'm
If
just
we
put on
get
the
if we
record
get to the
that,
point
yeah,
where
we
somebody
start-
moves in,
Yeah,
then
you guys
you
need to
want to
let
make
us
sure
know,
you
'cause we-
coordinate that
Absolutely.
we understand.
Well,
we
hopefully someday all of that will be developed, and we have to be sensitive to what your situation is in every lot there, not just this one, but all of them.
Exactly.
And you're right. We won't fill that thing up with businesses.
And I
But-
want you to,
But
too.
but we have to. But when the time comes, we're going to have to be sensitive and
Right.
understand, what your business requires. So
Yes, sir, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's why I just wanted to bring,
Yeah.
make sure you all aware of that, because sometimes we get, we don't communicate properly, and we do
Well,
not understand processes, and it can be, once it's happened, it's too late. I can't take it back.
Yeah. Well, that's good information to know.
You may have to come back when we have an
Yes.
applicant that's.
Yeah.
If it's sold,
Remind
you
us.
might want to raise that flag again if the lot gets sold.
Yeah, well, as long as you let me know, and I can come back and do that, but I just
Well,
want this group to know what's going on too.
Yeah, it won't stop the progress, but it certainly might help people be aware that needs to be addressed before they do that
You'd be
job.
notified.
So do you
Yes.
have backup systems if
We do have,
storm
we have
wiped out?
contingencies that we have to use. We do have generators that will, if we do, our generators will run us for 5 days, and we do have backup gas. Water, we don't. Water, we do not have any backup. And then of course sewer, we do not either. But the water, or the electricity and heat source, we do have propane we can follow if the natural gas goes out.
Well, we just need, hopefully, in the near future, we'll have some new occupants, and we'll be sensitive to
And
that.
just let me know, and then we can mitigate it as best we can by
Right.
looking
Yeah.
at what process
Yeah,
we
we-
need to do.
Or planning, it's just a matter of
Yeah,
planning.
exactly.
right.
That's exactly right. And that's what I was here just to lay that seed that planning is the key.
How many of y'all employing out there now?
At the hatchery, we employ about 32, but in
32.
total for our whole Barber County, which a lot of our employees do live in Eufaula, we have 1,100 total. So, but if we lose the hatchery, that stops the whole
Oh.
process right on to our
Understand.
growers. I mean, everything just stops. And then you lose your customers because they got to go find somewhere else to buy their poultry products. And it could be devastating, not just for our company, but for this area too. So just throwing that out there.
Do y'all have any, do you have room to expand if the expansion is
Well,
Horizon.
yes, we do.
in that park?
Yeah, we do. Matter of fact, we just expanded. We put our incubators, we expanded them up what they call from a big J to a super J, and it added a 16% more capacity in our hatching capacity.
Where's your site on this?
I'm right across
He's
the
on the
street.
right,
Polytech.
rather than come in.
I'm on the
Right across from
Right there?
Polytech, right there, yeah.
Yeah, right across from Polytech. That's exactly.
So you have plenty of room to expand, is what
Yeah, I think we own the lot. There's a road that goes back behind the hatchery. I think, if I'm not mistaken, when CP came in, they purchased that lot on the other side, and we have that too.
Oh, good.
If we built on, let's say we went to a 2 million incubating hatchery, we would probably have enough room on our side anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, we've added smaller flats to get us some capacity, which has brought us up to 1.2 million at the plant. So
It looks like you own all the way out to 431.
yeah, we have that pond too. So if you want to buy it, we'll let you have it.
It's good fishing.
Yeah, I don't know about that. To me, it's a liability. But
Well, we appreciate your business out there.
we appreciate what the city does for us. And one thing you could help me with, though, and I just bring this up in jest, is I try to pick up the trash going in there. There's a lot of people whip in there from 431, just throw garbage out. I probably spend 30 minutes every week just myself walking around picking up trash. When you have the city, I guess, maintains as far as cuts it. When they cut it, whoever does that, could you have them try to pick up the trash before they run it over with a lawnmower?
And shred it everywhere.
Yeah, because it really makes it look bad, because there's a lot of people just, I've talked to my employees several times about not throwing garbage out when they come in.
Great.
It does look bad for our park to be littered like that.
Yeah, and I try to clean it up, because I have like for instance, this week,
Especially if we're trying to attract new business.
we got the owner of our company coming in, and he's, I don't know if he'll come to the hatchery or not, but you don't want him to come in there and see a bunch of trash laying around. It's just
We
not,
sure
it's not
don't.
good business.
Unfortunately, it's a struggle. We fight that all over the city right now. And we've got to come up with some solution to it. We just,
We do, and especially when you go Cotton Hill Road.
Oh,
out to-
man,
that's the worst littered area in town.
And we used to have crews that would clean it up, but
You can't keep up with
You
it.
spend so much money doing that.
it's
and
really frustrating. We'll clean up 431, cut it, and pick up all the trash. And 2 hours after that, it looks, there's
Oh, yeah.
more stuff out there, and the police are trying to write some tickets, but it's hard to catch somebody littering. I mean, unless you just happen to catch them. Most people, when they see a police car, they do the right thing.
I was thinking about putting a deer camera out there, but I'd be
Oh,
taking
yeah.
too many pictures.
Well,
And fill up your card.
Yeah, but I if you could just mention it, because I talked to the guys when they come in, they're cutting grass in the summer.
right.
I've asked them, hey, if you don't mind, just pick up the trash.
I got an idea.
Run the
If you want
lawnmower.
to donate that pond to the Boy Scouts of America, I bet we could get the Boy Scouts to keep that clean.
Hey, I'll talk to my boss about that, because that pond, like I say, it's a liability for us. It's not an asset.
They have a place they go fish and they go clean up as they.
Yeah. There was a gator in there one time. I don't know. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate y'all's time.
Yes, sir.
Oh, we got another question.
Just one comment. I appreciate the remarks. I think you're entirely correct. There is a very stringent protocol for the power company in Southeast Alabama Gas District into districts. They would never consider shutting off gas or power, interrupting gas or power without following that protocol. I'm not so sure about the water board, because I haven't worked that closely with, I've worked with Power Company in Southeast Alabama Gas District and other communities.
They will after tomorrow.
I can assure you that you know, you can imagine, for example, you got a huge industrial park, and if start opening a new industry was going to interrupt gas or power, you know, how that would be, how the local industrial community would respond. So that won't happen, but we may want to have some coordination with the water board and see how that.
They
And
may
they
have.
may have, I was just joking, but I'll follow up and check on that.
Okay. Any other comments, questions? We have a motion and a second. Can we have a roll call?
Mr. Dixon?
Yes.
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Mr. Savage?
Yes.
Mr. Motley?
Yes.
Mr. McKenzie?
Yes.
Mr. Cobb?
Yes.
Chief Holmes?
Yes.
Mayor Tibbs?
Yes.
All right, it's approved. Other business.
You should.
I'm yes on everything but the scouts, and I was abstaining.
Okay, you know, I didn't call you that.
Other business, what we deferred from
Old business.
Okay.
old business?
Yes. You, in January, you recall, we introduced 2 zoning ordinance amendments. One was regarding a possible change to the C1 zoning classification to allow funeral homes, and the other one was a buffer exception. We held a work session with the City Council last Friday, and it was discussed, and there were some comments and some changes that were suggested. We are going to bring those back to you at the next Planning Commission meeting, but we're going to bring them to you in the form of a public hearing. So we will indeed have a public hearing on those 2 items. And I just want to make you aware of
Is
the
it
status.
public hearing on the full items or just the changes that were made? I mean,
Well, what we talked about before, just that portion of
that
the
whole thing?
ordinance,
Okay.
those 2 items.
And when you come, you'll point out what was changed from City Council?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, and it was just a minor change to the buffer exception as far as having an additional party authority to sign off on the exception. But we'll rework that part of the language, bring it back, public hearing in April on both of those items.
Okay. All right, good. Any other business? Everybody's got the January and February building report in your packet. If there's no other business, then we will be adjourned.
Efficient. 30 minutes.
We're done.
10 minutes apiece.
We have the one that's,
The sign.
yes,
Do I need to sign?
Don't forget, they left
Depends on, I might call you one of the days we put them on. So now those are intentional. I might call you one day to get them on.
Wait long, I went on TV with them the other day advertising on smoke detector. Okay then, try one day next week. Let's see.
Well, have a good one.
Do something and have a
Just fine, you.
That's right, exactly. A lot of community service hours.
Not a good answer.
What's up, man?
I've been around, man. My beer is carbonated.
It's not my name. Everyone is like.
Thank you, sir. Cool.
Check that off the list.
Yeah, I called him.
Have a good one.
Well, we said council, and they talked about it, and they want us to have a public hearing at this level. we didn't discuss it here, she's gonna tell us, the meaning what change, what minor changes the council wanted. But we're gonna have a
Because if
whole
you read
hearing
the whole
on
thing, the
it
way
at
it's put
this level.
together,
So that
those
we
two
can
work
progress through
together.
that
And it would,
stage.
it's just